But look, hey, and shout out to you. Those were our keys to victory. But let's go back into the NFC East. Let's talk about the Giants. Let's talk about the crappy Cowboys and how they lost to the Cardinals. I'm going to say that multiple times. But let's dive into that because things are a little bit different than they were last year.
Yeah. Man, the NFC East is a powerhouse. Yes, we're going to talk junk about Dallas, but dang, have they not. Like, when they came out, I mean, I looked at Daniel Jones that first game, and I literally thought he had just read like 3 Goosebumps books, and he was 7 years old, and his parents said, you got to cut the light off and go to bed. Dude, he looked terrified. Like, he was so confused where he was. Dallas, as hard as it is for me to say, because I go work out every morning with a Dallas fan, they are a team this year. And that scares me because I never in my life want to experience Dallas winning a Super Bowl with the way their fans are, okay? Right. So it is terrifying to me. You guys have a team this year. Like, it's easy when you're your fan to sometimes get way up and sometimes get way down. But, like, from the outside looking in, you guys have a phenomenal team. The Giants are that team that and us, honestly, even though we're 3-0, any one of us could be 3-0, okay? All of the teams in the NFC, in my opinion, except for the Giants right now because they've had to come back so heroically or just drop it all. But, like, you guys could easily be 3-0 and everyone's talking about you. We could. Dallas honestly could be, okay? But the thing is, though, is, man, like, I love it when our division is on fire like this because we're going to play each other all 2 times. You better bring your A game. Yes. You best bet you're going to be ready for the playoffs. I wouldn't want to be in a rinky-dink division where, like you're getting all these cupcake wins because you're not going to be ready for it. I love when our division is hitting at all cylinders. And I really think this year we might be 3-0, but it's anyone's ball game. I could see 3 of us in the playoffs again.
Oh, yeah. It could happen. I think you're kind of kind by saying that just because you're 3-0, anyone can. I mean, I think the rest of the division would almost kind of concede that Philly is definitely the best of all of them. I think it'll be interesting to see with Dallas because they've gotten a couple injuries that are hurting them. But right now, on paper, Dallas looks like they should be really good. And then what they've shown on the field right now is that they're kind of a fraud based on who they've played. But that could all change. It's the very first part of the season.
Yeah.
For me with the Giants, man, I'm honestly sitting there like, I want to quote Denny Green. They are who we thought we were. It's Daniel Jones coming back to life. It's who are their wide receivers right now? It's like Saquon Barkley's hurt yet again. I'm like, how did they win all these games last year? I couldn't. I got so frustrated when we tied and then lost to them. And I was like, how is this team? Like, they're not better than us. How is this happening? Mm-hmm. So I'm glad to see them kind of come back down because I didn't understand it last year.
Yeah.
Now I do have to remind us all that there was a year during the pandemic where the Giants did start absolutely atrocious. Somehow turned it back around. I saw the first game and I absolutely was laughing my butt off, and be honest with you. The fact that the Giants were getting skunked so bad, not the fact that the Cowboys looked as amazing as you said.
Week 1 was good.
Yeah, but then
I cried because I was winning my fantasy football game by 39 points, and the Dallas defense scored 42 points. Okay, so I literally lost to a Dallas fan.
Yeah,
been there
because and he literally had conceded earlier that day. Jeremy, I lost. Dallas. Yeah. So for me, it was pretty, but I was like, surely I went to sleep in like the third quarter. I was like, surely Dak will get a few points. Surely the Giants will score. I woke up the next morning. I was like, what the flip, dude? Are you kidding me? Like, could you imagine being a Dallas fan all off season and you're just, I mean, not a Dallas fan, but a Giants fan, and you're just like, it's football night. Yeah, I have a few guys that go to my church. They were like, you guys get ready. It's going down tonight. I was like, I heard crickets. Boy, I don't even think the crickets were talking. They were like, nope, I'm good. Right? Yeah, I'll tell you what.
But like you said, Jeremy, and I love what you said, is that we are back. This division is back. I mean, people, they called us the NFC least a couple years ago, and it was absolutely ridiculous, but we were all bad that year. Yeah. But I love that we're getting back to those teams in the 80s, those teams in the early 90s that were just absolutely amazing, where we would beat each other up, But once we got to the playoffs, nobody else even stood a chance because we have been, bloodying each other and beating each other down. Exactly. So I love that. I love that this is like that. And I could see 3 of us getting into the playoffs. Which 3?
Yeah.
We'll see. But I'm excited for this year.
Well, the one thing I'll say about the Eagles that gives me hope is that we were extremely unfortunate to play Bill Belichick the first week of the season. Because let's just be honest, Bill Belichick is a master of the craft. And so I believe that in that game, he uncovered a few of our weaknesses, and other teams have been exploiting that. I promise you the Commanders are going back and they're watching week 2 and they're watching week 3, but everyone's watching week 1 because that's what Bill Belichick's so good at. He's so good at halftime. You think it's in the bag, and all of a sudden he's just a master of the game. He really is, as much as I hate to say it. But when you play them early in the season, you almost shoot yourself in the foot. So that's the grace that I give us right now. Yes, we're 3-0. Yes, we're not playing the best football I've ever played, but we went up against Bill Belichick week 1. Everybody's been watching what's going on there. And so it's just taking a little time to adjust. And so that's what I'm holding on to, why we're not firing on all cylinders yet, in my opinion, is that he uncovered a few weaknesses, and now we're having to figure out how do we cover these things up.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's go. The Washington Commanders. There it is.